And from the UK, Team DSL, K-Wiz.
Oh yay, K-Wiz.
What's up guys, it is me, the one and only K-Wiz. And I know this video is long overdue and I am very sorry about that, but almost a month ago I travelled to Greece to take part in the Tekken World Tour Challenger event in Clash of the Olympians. This was the first fighting game major in Greece and I was very honoured to be a part of it, and even more honoured to make top 8 at this event. I would have to say this is probably the biggest moment of my career, and you can even see how much it meant to me when I finally made that top 8. In this video I just want to look over my games on the second day and provide some insight for you guys and bring you a lot closer to the action. One thing I'd like to get out of the way quickly is that I found my path to top 16 quite easy, if I'm being honest. My toughest games on the first day came in the form of Kuiper and Fireblade. Both of these matches were very close and could have gone either way on both sides. In fact, my match against Fireblade was won off of a dropped combo on his side, and I managed to get up and punish him, and that ended the game. I mean, I was still 2 rounds up, but he would have had a round on the board with momentum, so yeah, it was very tight. But after my win against Fireblade, it was relatively smooth sailing from there, and I made it all the way to the second day for some top 16 action. So my first game of the second day was Blackbeard, and this match was actually quite a surprise for me. I've only really ever played Blackbeard on PS4 Online ages ago, and even though we are friends, we haven't actually played since then. I knew that he doesn't exactly enjoy the wiring matchup, and I have lots of experience in the Josie matchup from playing best friend Chicken Mario all the time. Early on in the match I could see that he wasn't exactly playing his best, and it looked like he could have been having an off day. Knowing the stakes that were on the line, I knew I had to capitalize and just lay on as much pressure as I could. And even a very smart switch to Asuka couldn't help him. So I took that game, and a convincing win against one of Europe's best was exactly what I needed to give me the confidence to continue my losers run and get to top 8. And I'd need all the confidence I could get, because waiting for me on the cusp of top 8 was one of my oldest rivals in the Phantom. And I know probably one of the biggest questions that people had about this match was his very controversial King pick, and I'd probably just like to clear that up real quick. So I have a very good record against the Phantom in tournament. At this point I believe it was around 4-1, and he also isn't a fan of the Hwaring matchup. So a while ago he did pick up King to counterpick that matchup. He actually did try and play King against me in a tournament in Coventry a few months ago, in the losers final, but he switched back to Raven after I took 2 games. But this time it looked like he wanted to go all out with King, and it did almost work out for him. After losing the first game I was in a very difficult position, and it looked like the pick was working out and I would have to change something. Even though the crowd wanted me to go with an Armor King pick to fight back.
No. Oh, he's thinking about the Armor King. I do know K-Wiz has an Armor King.
Oh, we're gonna have a lore match?
I've seen his Armor King before. The crowd wants it.
The crowd is...
How much do you want it, guys? Oh, they want it.
The crowd wants it.
Okay, it's not pandering to the crowd. He's thinking hard, man.
Yeah,
he's
he's
gonna
thinking,
go.
yeah.
With the Horan. The Vortex was working. When he was getting going with his offense, it was working.
Gosain did not want that, and he urged me to stick with Hwaring and just make some small adjustments. So I did stick with Hwaring, even though the crowd just did not seem to like it.
Back to Hwaring, after all.
Oh, the food.
Oh, the food. Come on, guys, don't do that.
Okay, what are you guys talking? I'm trying to win this shit, man. Right, the King. Here we go. Now he gets a chance to pick the stage now because he stuck with his forearm.
And in the end I took Gosain's advice.
Good jab interrupts again. The Vortex, there we go. Oh, yes.
Oh, you're in the Vortex now.
This is why Horan could be pretty good with
There's
this
so
stage.
much damage.
Hey. One more mix up. And the mid. Here we go.
Man. That was an easy 3-0.
That was, and that's why. Oh. He's saying now it's on you, bro. Your move, bro.
Uh-oh.
This is your move. Okay, all right.
Oh!
Yo, we got a face-off. We have a face-off, ladies and lads.
Chad, please clip that.
Is he gonna?
Chad,
He's sticking with King here. In infinite
He's
states.
going for it.
And with my changes, I was able to take the game and make my first ever major top 8 in my very, very short career. And you can just see how much this meant to me. But there was absolutely no rest for the wicked, because my next game I went up against one of Europe's finest in Sephi Black. And immediately I knew I'd have to be on point if I wanted to win this game. I even had to be on point during the rock, paper, scissors. I started off very early with the pressure game and did a few things just to test what his punishment game was looking like on that day. And he reacted exactly as I expected him to, and that was my indication that I wouldn't get away with any nonsense in this game, and I just have to match him with strong fundamental gameplay if I wanted to win. However, that's a game plan that suits him way more than it suits me, and it just showed throughout that game, and I made far too many mistakes and Sephi capitalized on all of them. And I'd quickly like to just explain this combo drop here. When I got the skyrocket, I was going for the follow-up and I was deciding between going for up 3 or the rage drive hunting hawk combo just to get the wall. And I decided to go for the rage drive, but one thing that I just remembered is that sometimes the combo just whiffs on Miguel for seemingly no reason at all. And I remember that just before I went for the combo, and I faltered, I stuttered, I didn't know what to do, so I just dropped the combo. I did sidestep 3, and by that point the damage was done anyway, so my spectacular losers bracket run did end at 7th place there. But it's not too bad because Chicken Maru got revenge for me, so you know, could have been worse.
Home, and Chicken Maru marches forward, their fist bump. You can see what that meant to him. Unfortunate for Sephi Black, a great run for Sephi.
I was beyond proud of my performance at this event. I've had some very good results this year, like a top 16 finish at Fighting Games Challenge in Poland, the Masters event, and multiple top 8s at big regional events in the UK, but this one really meant a lot to me. Like I said earlier, this was my first top 8 at a major, and it was also my first ever challenger event, and I think what really drove it home for me was who I was sharing that top 8 with. I mean, up there was obviously best friend Chicken Maru, but not only that, there were absolute legends of the game in Bode, Sephi Black, Kuiper, John Ding, and Super Kuma was also there. I mean, I was the second youngest person in that line, and I've been playing this game competitively for the joint least amount of time, and that really gives me a lot of hope for my future with this game. I know I could have done a lot better in the end, but it is still a performance I will not forget about anytime soon.